Imagine standing amidst the towering silence of the Pamir Mountains, surrounded by breathtaking beauty, yet feeling an unsettling chill in the air. You're on the slopes of Lenin Peak, a mountain that has beckoned climbers for over a century. But this journey is no ordinary adventure. Hidden beneath the snow and ice lies a tale of unimaginable tragedy, of seasoned mountaineers who dared to challenge nature and paid the ultimate price. What happened on that fateful night in July 1990? Stay with us as we unravel a story of courage, survival, and the raw, unforgiving power of the mountains. In July 1990, what began as a promising mountaineering expedition to Lenin Peak, one of the highest summits in the Pamir Range, quickly devolved into a harrowing tale of survival and tragedy. The group of 45 climbers included experienced members of the Leningrad Mountaineering Club, as well as international adventurers from various countries. These seasoned climbers, unaware of the lurking catastrophe, established their camp at an area ominously nicknamed the Frying Pan. This flat expanse at 17,388 feet served as a resting point for climbers attempting to ascend the 23,406-foot peak. However, its deceptive safety would soon reveal itself as deadly. The journey to Lenin Peak, often considered one of the easier climbs among 7,000-meter peaks, starts in Osh, Kyrgyzstan. From there, climbers travel by vehicle through rugged terrain, navigating steep and winding roads, until they reach the base camp at 11,800 feet. Base camp provides a semblance of comfort with warm water, decent food, and a chance to regroup. Yet this brief respite masks the challenges ahead. The trek to the Advanced Base Camp, ABC, at 13,800 feet, is where the mountain begins to test its visitors. Alongside the massive Lenin Glacier, climbers must carefully navigate narrow paths carved into loose scree, with every step carrying the potential for a deadly slip. The glacier groans and shifts beneath their feet, a haunting reminder of the unpredictable dangers of the high mountains. Once at ABC, the atmosphere changes dramatically. The air is thinner, colder, and every breath feels heavier. Luxuries like hot showers and hearty meals are replaced with sparse rations and freezing conditions. Climbers practice relentlessly with their ice gear, their crampons clinking as they rehearse every movement. The wind, a constant presence, whistles through the camp, adding to the mix of excitement and apprehension. Beyond ABC lies Camp 2, the Frying Pan, named for its extreme temperature swings. By day, the intense sunlight reflects off the surrounding snow and ice, creating an unbearable oven-like heat. But as soon as the sun sets, the temperature plummets, transforming the Frying Pan into a frigid, bone-chilling expanse. The summer of 1990 began like many others at Lenin Peak, drawing climbers from across the Soviet Union and beyond. Among the 45 climbers at Camp 2 were 23 members of the Leningrad Mountaineering Club, led by the experienced Leonid Trichenenko. Joining them were 6 climbers from Czechoslovakia, 4 from Israel, 2 Swiss mountaineers, and a climber from Spain. These were not amateurs. Many had conquered some of the world's tallest peaks, but even the most seasoned mountaineers could not anticipate the avalanche that would change their lives forever. On Friday, July 13th, the weather finally appeared to break after days of relentless snowfall. Spirits lifted as the skies cleared, and the climbers began to prepare for the next stage of their ascent. That evening, they set up their tents, shared stories, and ate simple meals. Among them was Vladimir Baliberdin, a renowned climber who had previously summited Everest. Sensing danger, Baliberdin decided to descend the mountain. Others, like Boris Sidnik and his girlfriend, Yelena Uromina, chose to stay. Yelena had initially attempted to descend, but returned to the camp feeling unwell. Another climber, Sergei Goloptov, also began his descent, driven by painful blisters caused by ill-fitting boots, a seemingly minor issue that ultimately saved his life. As night fell, the climbers settled into their tents, confident that the worst of the storm had passed. But this sense of safety was an illusion. The frying pan's flat surface, while seemingly ideal for camping, was surrounded by steep slopes prone to avalanches. Some climbers had pitched their tents in more exposed areas near a traverse, but fatigue and the effort required to relocate convinced them to stay. This decision would prove fatal. In the early hours of the morning, the ground beneath the camp began to tremble. A low rumble grew into a deafening roar as a massive avalanche broke loose from the slope above. This was no ordinary snowslide. It was a monstrous force spanning nearly a mile in width and half a mile in length. The avalanche tore through the frying pan at unimaginable speed, sweeping away tents and their occupants in mere seconds. The sheer power of the snow and debris tossed climbers like rag dolls, burying the camp under a dense, suffocating blanket of white. Alexei Korin, one of the few survivors, was violently ejected from his tent by the avalanche's force. He tumbled helplessly down the slope, spinning and crashing through the snow and ice. Unable to tell up from down, he fought to stay conscious as the snow pressed against him, cutting off his air. The avalanche carried him nearly 800 yards before hurling him off the edge of a glacier. He fell approximately 80 feet and landed hard on his stomach, battered and bruised but alive. Dazed, he managed to push himself upright, struggling to comprehend the devastation around him. Nearby, another survivor, Miro Grozman, was trapped waist-deep in snow. Korin pulled him free, and the two men, shivering and in shock, huddled together. With no jackets, boots, or proper gear, they faced the bitter cold, armed only with fragments of their tent and sleeping mats. As dawn broke, the full extent of the tragedy became apparent. The frying pan, once a bustling campsite, was now silent, buried under a thick layer of snow. Korin and Grozman decided to descend, battling exhaustion and the biting cold. The snow was so deep that each step felt like a monumental effort, and the surrounding fog made navigation nearly impossible. Korin used snowballs as makeshift markers to guide their way. By late afternoon, Grozman's strength gave out. Korin covered him with whatever material he could find and pressed on alone, driven by sheer determination to survive. Hours later, he encountered a rescue team heading up the mountain. They escorted him to safety, where he received medical attention for his severe injuries. The rescue mission was grueling and heartbreaking. The compacted snow made it nearly impossible to dig through the avalanche's debris. On the first day, rescuers recovered only 4 bodies. It became evident that most of the climbers were buried so deeply that retrieval was impossible. Over time, as the glacier melted, more remains and climbing equipment emerged, offering haunting reminders of the disaster. In 2007, an expedition led by Peter Chedrin, the son of one of the lost climbers, recovered additional remains. Today, a memorial at Achiktash Base Camp honors the 43 lives lost, serving as a somber reminder of the mountain's unforgiving nature. Despite the tragedy, some survivors, including Alexei Korin, continued to climb. Korin's resilience and passion for mountaineering remained unshaken. He participated in multiple expeditions in memory of his lost companions, embodying the spirit of climbers who are drawn to the mountains despite their risks. Lenin Peak remains a popular destination for adventurers, but its reputation as the easiest 7,000-meter peak is misleading. The mountain's unpredictable weather, frequent avalanches, and high-altitude challenges claim lives each year. Success rates hover below 25%, and each season brings new stories of daring ascents, close calls, and heartbreaking losses. In 2024, efforts to improve safety on Lenin Peak took a significant step forward with the launch of the Slava Topol project. Named in honor of the late Vyacheslav Sheko, a legendary guide who perished on the mountain in 2022, the project is a collaboration between British, American, and Kyrgyz organizations. It aims to establish medical and rescue stations along popular routes, providing climbers with essential resources and training. While initiatives like these enhance safety, the inherent dangers of high-altitude climbing remain. Lenin Peak stands as both a symbol of thrilling adventure and a stark reminder of nature's relentless power, demanding respect and caution from all who dare to ascend.